Hey Emmanuel, welcome to The Big Idea. This Sunday I was preaching on what in a way is, you could say, is like the big idea of the whole Bible. That there's these kind of two cities. There's the city of man, which is described as Babylon, which is mankind apart from God, like living according to its own ways. And then there's Jerusalem, the city of God. And I described in how in Revelation, John describes them, these two cities, like two women, one a prostitute and one a bride. And so it's quite kind of vivid, descriptive, dramatic language because he wants to capture our attention like this and kind of say, listen, this is really important. This is like eternal futures we're talking about. If you're in the city of Jerusalem, if you're part of the bride of Christ, whatever you do, live as if you're in Babylon, as if you're like the prostitute. That would be a terrible thing to do. And so I guess just this week, we've kind of come to the end of this preaching series on money. We've been thinking about it for 9 weeks, different aspects, topics. But this is like the big picture. This is the kind of big idea, in a sense, like I said, of the whole of the Bible. And so I'd really love to encourage you this week, if you, like me, you hear that and you think, that's probably really important, but I don't know how to keep thinking like that. I don't know how to avoid it just dropping out of my head when the rest of life takes over. Then I'd love to encourage you to do something quite practical, which is just read some of the scriptures that we were looking at. Read Revelation 18, for example, describing the fall of Babylon. It might scare you a bit, but that would be a good thing. Read Revelation 19 and 20 and 21, which kind of takes you on from the fall of Babylon into the new Jerusalem and the new city that God, the eternal new heavens and new earth that God's bringing about. I know that Revelation can be quite confusing for all of us. You kind of read it and you think, what? But I think actually God will help you to read it and understand it enough for it just to kind of get in your heart afresh and in your mind afresh, and just pray for God to help you and lead you. And let's just together try and live in that story, because that is who we are. We are the people of God. We are the eternal people of God, destined to be separated and marked out to be with Him forever. So let's live in that story. Let's enjoy it. Let's ask Him to speak to us. And I think that will bear good fruit in us for a long time to come. Have a great week.